I stayed up till 2 in the morning, praying to God there was hope. I woke up 9 a.m. in my bed, didn't want to check Facebook, not Instagram. And I looked on CNN News and I saw his face. And I couldn't believe what just happened. What kind of man who's supposed to be commander-in-chief who doesn't care about me at all? As a person who identifies as black, what's going to happen to all the black brothers and sisters who's still going to get shot unarmed? What's going to happen to me? He ain't going to say no speech because he's pro-guns. What's going to happen to all the women that might end up getting assaulted? What about me? He's going to take that as a joke because he's seen us as objects. Last night, I had to tell my little brother that Donald Trump is the 45th president of the United States.
Dear Mr. Trump, I will start to say nothing if I don't have anything nice to say. But I'm glad you said everything on your mind. You have shown me that it's not okay to just sweep things under the rug, smile, and be polite. Honestly, they say it's always the best policy. You're blamed for making people violent, but I don't think that's true or fair. You only say what almost half of America thinks about other people. And for that, I thank you, because now we know. We know that in the eyes of half of America, black people are nothing but trash, worthless piece of nothings who should not be associated with humankind. We know that in the eyes of half of America, our Mexican brothers and sisters are nothing but rapists and housekeepers whose entire culture can be summed up in a costume. We know that in the eyes of half of America, our friends with different philosophies and religion are to be feared, attacked, and abused. We know that in the eyes of half of America, people in need should deal with their problems alone. Mr. Trump, thank you for teaching me that I need to love deeper, fight harder, and pray longer to make up for what you and half of America believe. Mr. Trump, love always wins. I am sorry that you didn't have any. I'm sorry that you were given $1 million instead of 1 million hugs. I am sorry that the people in your life didn't love you enough to treat you the value of human beings. I will hug you, but I fear that that might offend you because I am also trash. So instead, I will pray. I will pray that somehow in your heart, you find the courage to love and break that wall of hatred. I will pray that God puts a heartbeat in your heart. Because man, you is messed up.
This is a letter to the Electoral College. I hope there comes a day when this poem is as dated as you are. You stem from a time when the upper class did not trust the lower class to be educated enough to cast their vote. As of late, however, you've been used as a way to silence the voice of the people by prioritizing the voices of a few over those of the whole. With the dawn of this age of the internet, knowledge is free-flowing. Candidates are well known by their actions, what they have done and what they plan to do. And with that knowledge, the nation made a choice. The popular vote went to Hillary Clinton. The majority of the people rejected Trump as a representative of this country, as a person fit to lead this nation of distinguished individuals. With the dawn of this age of the internet, knowledge is free-flowing, and the people of this country are terrified. We don't know what will happen next, and we cannot trust Donald to provide us with a sufficient answer that ensures every American will be safe. Knowledge is free-flowing, and you have the choice to represent your country, the people in this country, to the best of your ability. And no matter the choice you make, we too make a choice. Every day, the American public must make a choice about the nation they want to live in. When we checked off that box on the ballot, our job was not done. Our work had just begun. And every day I will choose to create a community where everyone is treated with respect, differences are celebrated, everyone is free, knowledge is free-flowing, and you too must make a choice.
I heard the Pledge of Allegiance for the first time since grade school on Thursday. One day after I woke up scared to get out of my bed, scared to go out in the world and face the reality that this country is being led by a man who hates every part of who I am. I sat there listening to the pledge, And I thought about school, how I stood there every day, hand on heart, and lied. I lied when I said liberty and justice. I lied when I said we are indivisible. Because there is no liberty, no justice for anyone except the straight, cisgender, white male. And I was taught this every day at school. Taught to be proud of a country who hates me, hates my people, hates all parts of me. This is a country built on double standards and hypocrisy. A nation of immigrants until it was suddenly decided otherwise. We are shot, criminalized, our cultures are appropriated, and yet we are still told that we are wrong, that I am wrong just for existing. But I will not apologize. I will not apologize for being black. I will not apologize for being a woman or any other identity that Trumpian supporters might disagree with. I will stand prouder than ever. I will live my life in defiance of bigotry and hatred, and lift up those around me who have been victimized by just that. Because it seems impossible now, but with love, compassion, understanding, we can make this country a place to be proud of. And I can stand under the flag, hand on heart, and be telling the truth.
I'm a pacifist. But when I woke up at 7:30 in the morning and found out that he was the president-elect, I contemplated going out and buying myself a knife. Because I realized in that moment, I was no longer safe. I identify outside of the gender binary. So that means no matter what I do, I'm screwed. Because if I try and present as more masculine, I'll be immediately called out because clearly I look so masculine. But if I try and present more feminine, well, I could be assaulted because apparently this is for anyone else to take but myself. And the fact that I contemplated that when I so detest violence, I'm scared of butterflies, for heaven's sake. That I had to go think about buying a knife because someone I knew was already attacked just going their way to class on their college campus for having an I support gay rights pin on their backpack. But you know what? I don't go buy that knife, and I won't. Because I would rather die a martyr than fight like he does.
So how do we end up like this? Like, seriously, how? We were once a proud nation, but now we're a country where there are more people doing the mannequin challenge than voting. People would rather share memes than ideas. Like, seriously, like, Harambe won, got like 15,000 votes from just this election. We were lucky. We had the privilege to have Barack Obama to be our president and role model. But now I'm scared. Because this new generation is going to have that man to look up to. How could a woman who has more experience and who's more qualified lose a job to a man? How can we have a country where our first black president has to give his keys to a man who's endorsed by the KKK?
So Trump won the election. I can't say that I'm surprised, seeing as this is the kind of stuff I'm used to by now. But like I said before, I refuse to stay silent. Regardless of your political affiliation, spreading hate should never be acceptable. Spreading fear should never be acceptable. Someone as racist, misogynistic, unqualified, and problematic as Trump shouldn't even be a viable candidate for the president of the United States. But this is our reality. We live in a world filled with stereotypes and prejudice. We live in a world where people make excuses for behaviors that endanger the well-being of others. But I have hope. I have heard so many people voice their disappointment in the state of this country right now, and I hope people use this disappointment and frustration to fight for change. We have to demand for our voices to be heard. We have to demand for a world where prejudice is unacceptable, and then maybe we'll live in a country where we won't reward someone like Trump with power.
Wednesday morning, I woke up to a country I didn't want to recognize. This isn't my America. This isn't the culture I grew up in. In my America, my immigrant grandmother, who only got a third grade education, saw all of her daughters and her granddaughters graduate from college. In my America, Black women are the most educated demographic, despite all of their obstacles. In my America, those demographics are changing every single day. The minority will be the majority, and that's not a bad thing. In my America, LGBTQ plus parents statistically have overperforming children as compared to straight parents. In my America, people work hard every single day. In Ferguson, in Flint, in Orlando, at Standing Rock, to erase the country's history of brutalization. I'm not naive. I recognize the country I woke up to on this day, because the people have been living under it for 300 years. But the American experiment hasn't failed yet. Every single day, we get to create our own reality. So tomorrow morning, and the next morning, and every morning from now on, we get to wake up and make this country something we're proud of. We get to make our own America. We get to make your America. We get to make my America. We will make America great.